Long time no see. YouTube stream is down. I'm showing it up. Are you guys not seeing it? Okay, there we go. Just connecting still, so it may take a moment. Hell yeah, Ed the Duck, I hear you, man. Gonna be awesome. There's a lot of really interesting changes. I've already got some theory crafting going in my brain for what might be some really fun builds. And it seems like it's, I mean, God knows how effective it would be if you just put a storm and a drown type sphere on a piece. I mean, we already go for it on the weapons all the time, you know? But there's definitely a lot of fun combinations. That was just such the tease for me. Nah, Dark Miner, you're right on time, man. Just started. Anyway, that was such the tease for me with Elandrian talking about those machine gun cannonballs. What up, Sidewalk Hero? I'm already live.
You're live?
Yeah. But, yeah, anyway, we were just talking about some of the upcoming changes, and the thing that just teased me the most was Elandrian talking about those machine gun cannonballs. I mean, come on. Machine gun heavy cannonballs? That's awesome.
That makes me really excited. I'm actually gonna start off with the worry is that they add defense speed and range, and you're not really getting the value out of a full hero's worth of defense speed like you would like. Imagine, you know, on these relics you've got 3,700 defense power, which is basically like your full current gear loadout for like a cannonball tower.
Oh yeah.
Imagine if you took all that off, right? Now you put defense speed on that, and that hopefully is as meaningful. And his comment there makes me think it is. So defense speed isn't just faster like SAS points. I think it's going to be a big old chunk.
Absolutely.
That's exciting.
Well, that and you just look at the number. I mean, with SAS points you get 100. And some of those numbers, and now they didn't show the new orb, but I'm assuming it's going to have that 3,700 on there too. That's huge. I mean, that's 37 times what we get now. I mean, it could definitely be massive. And if it stays with the current scaling, it seems like it'll probably be most effective with the slower towers. In like a tower like a heavy cannonball, I mean, that thing should just be ripping them out. Oh, we'll see. Anyway, there's so many cool changes. It's definitely going to be fun to try out all the different combinations.
It's fun because now we've got, I mean, it's just 2 more stats, but at the same time, how many more like combinations of stats can we do? Right?
Oh,
just 2 more. It's a lot.
Absolutely.
And I'm thinking, one of the things I'm thinking of is like, you know, you forgo damage on your cannonball towers. You throw on defense, speed, and range. Get that stun passive on it. Next thing you know, you've got this rapid fire stun coming out, like a big old CC thing from a cannonball tower it's a cannonball tower. It's supposed to do damage. Next thing you know, maybe you've got a CC machine there.
Hell yeah. Then, I mean, even just with what we've got now, I mean, there was a time where the cannonball stun was, I mean, it wasn't the meta, but it was really effective. And, I mean, it's gonna be a lot of fun trying out all this new stuff. So Black Builder I won't be doing any more builder guides until the update comes, because I'm gonna have to redo them all again. Eric, thanks for subscribing. But yeah, man, I don't know. There's just so many possibilities now, and you know, of course, we've only seen just a taste of it.
For sure. I like the idea that, you know, something like what I just suggested, it may take time to farm up, you know, the shards, the red levels, and get some essential levels and stuff.
Oh,
but
yeah.
like, if you take the time in, you can be rewarded by doing these offbeat paths for defenses. Another one was also related to defense speed and putting the Earth Shadow with the knock-up on it. Next thing you know, you've got like a second knock-up tower, like your geyser, right?
Hell yeah.
Just things like that, you know? It's like a non-specific position water geyser.
Hell yeah.
And I'm hoping things like that, like they set it up so that like they enable us so that we can be rewarded for investing the time into making defenses like this.
Yeah, it'll
Because the
definitely
tools
be
are
good.
there. The tools are there with this patch for sure.
Hell yeah. PDT's all or PCT is all concerned about his PDTs.
It's interesting. I don't know if you like. I didn't like pick apart the VOD either. Like, I did go to the ascension levels part, and I was looking at they hovered over each of the things for the Huntress, and the PDT was in the defense section. And when you hover over it, and this could still change, right?
Right.
But they hovered over it, and what was on it was it said, for each ascension level, you gain PDT health and poison damage.
Oh.
So it looks like maybe it's going back to kind of a wallish status.
The towering poison thing, yeah. I like I mean, obviously we all got sick of PDTs just because it wasn't the flavor of the month. It was the flavor of the majority of the year, you know. But, I mean, I really like the mechanic of the poison chaining and all that good stuff. Of course, it's going to be difficult to use right out of the gates, just because we've all used it so much, and there's going to be so much other cool stuff to try out, you know. But I'm hoping that it's still at least viable, you know.
Well, you know, they were saying, they said on the stream, like, he was making it seem like he super nerfed it, but
Right.
that it really should still be viable, and I'm sure, you know, they got, I think, more testers now than they've ever had before in the testing group. So hopefully,
absolutely.
you know, there's some people in there, PDT fans, are going to check it out.
Yeah.
Because I still want them to be viable, too. I mean, I want everything to be viable, should you, you know, focus on it properly.
Hell yeah. I still don't know. I'm still kind of debating on what to start off with on day one. Of course, we don't have enough information to really lock those choices in quite yet. But I have been kind of theory crafting it and thinking it out. And you know, I've seen some negative comments about that, about the boost aura changing into that fire aura or flame aura or whatever he called it. I think that's kind of cool. I mean, adding another. Now, I'd like to have. Personally, I would probably like to have had the flame aura and the lightning aura, you know, and maybe
For sure.
maybe the
do
lightning
not-
strikes as a sphere, or pardon me, as a shard or something.
Well, what's interesting is because they were talking about the cannonball and how heavy cannonball became a shard. That, you know, your new cannonball towers. I think this was the line who said that your cannonball towers would have a chance to do the heavy cannonball shot as they're firing. And it's interesting they did that with the cannonballs, but with lightning auras, they made the lightning strikes aura its own defense
Yeah.
instead of like adding that in.
Oh,
Because I think
absolutely.
that would have worked. That would have worked great for lightning auras that also like have X% chance to do a big nuke with it too.
Definitely.
But you know,
Black Build wants me to say Guten Morgen. I'm sure I pronounced it wrong.
it sucks
but-
that we'll be we'll be losing our, you know, consistent source of electric damage with, you know, all our water sources in the electrocute, but we still also don't know what we can do with lightning strikes auras.
Right.
Since they're their own thing, they got it, you know, and they were saying like most of the shards are on the monk. Maybe we can see some interesting things happening with them as well. We
Definitely.
don't really know yet.
Ed
We
the
could
Duck-
get them to the point where they're rapid firing and we can do it.
Yeah.
Could you imagine like a defense speed lightning aura mixed with consistent water source, and because it's like a big strike thing, because you don't put damage into it, maybe ascension levels, it's still doing okay damage, but it's like doing a bunch of mini stuns. You know?
They're
We can't
saying-
really say.
They're saying they can't hear you on your stream side.
That's a good call. I was in the middle of setting up, and then we got talking, and I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
finish all the setup. In fact, I didn't even remember hitting start stream, but thank you for that. You'll have to,
Ed the
you'll
Duck
have to
just
get a juice for that.
Ed the Duck just mentioned that as well. I mean, we don't know with the you know, with the attack speed. I mean, maybe you can get lightning auras down to 0.75 or whatever, you know, or the lightning strikes aura. You know, we don't really know what it can do yet, but it definitely looks cool, and I always have liked the monk. So I mean, having one more damaging aura doesn't upset me at all. You know.
Yeah, the flame aura. I'm not sure I understand the reasoning behind it. In the terms like they brought the flamethrower apprentice in instead of flame burst, and I can get the reason behind it.
Sure.
like why they would make that the main tower. But then they also add the flame aura. That kind of doesn't only do the same thing, but it fills a similar role of, you know, adding the AoE flame damage, right? But a flame aura gives you options. There's a lot of oiling on the original heroes, right? We've got oiling strikes, that'll be hero things. We've got oil flasks, we've got oily harpoons. So they switched, you know, from one electrocute combo to another ignite combo with the monk there.
Yep, definitely.
But by adding in, you know, the flamethrower as well, and they were talking about, you know, towers filling niches and things with flame burst kind of, you know, like having other things already do flame burst kind of thing. So they wanted him to have something more, you know, interesting, I guess, as part of his kit. I can't remember specifically.
Yep.
It just seems odd that they'd go with flame aura.
So
I'm not upset about it yet, though, or anything.
So I got some people that are going to build for us a little today. If that way, I figure we're probably going to be getting a lot of questions in chat about the update.
Am I hitting stay together? Is this you?
That's Unicorn, but yeah, I just told him just to build something while we're chatting.
Okay.
But yeah, I figured that would give us an opportunity to answer questions and just give our opinions on stuff while we still have somebody carry us.
For sure.
Yeah, Dylan, the updates, as far as we know, will come to the PS4 as well, probably about the same time. I'm sure they'll time it so that it's similar, which is good and sucks in the same way, because deep down inside, I know if they release on the exact same day, I know we could have got it a little earlier on the PC if they didn't hold back. Black Builder's not really a boost our monk guide, but that one's pretty easy. Defense power and then the boost sphere. Range, of course.
Range, yeah, defense power. Empower on the relic.
Omni, I'm always willing to shout you out, man. Not in the group chat. I'll hop in there real quick. We're not going to have a whole lot of slots open today, is the reason I didn't join that one. But I'll hop in there. Oh, shit! We hit 1,200 members in the Juicy Nation.
Damn, dude.
That's
quite a bit.
I can't believe it. I mean, I used to think it was just ridiculous to think we would get to 500. And that was like the pie in the sky. And then it just came and went so quick. Need about a dozen more mods. That way we can get the groups going a little more 24/7. So PCT is going to do the dirty work here for us.
Perfect.
Of course, multi-building is always now.
Eh.
Yeah, I hear you. But
I'm lazy. That's fine by me if he does it all.
Oh, I don't think there's anyone as lazy as I. Let me tell you, I will never turn down a free carry. Oops, shit! He queued up for defense mode. That's all right. We can do defense mode.
No, whatever. I mean, it'll give us a long time without having to think about map picking.
Yeah, definitely. Omni, what's going on? Who do we got here? We got Pure Chocolate Thunder, of course, and then Dark Shadow.
Slappy McGee, thanks for the follow. A name though. Yeah, that's Cane Blazes from Twitch chat.
Sloppy McGee is?
No, Dark Shadow.
Oh, okay.
I believe it is, unless there's someone with the same name. Watch me get it wrong now and then. Oh, I shouldn't have said anything.
Oh, I'm sure he'll let you know about it. What's going on?
That's what I'm worried about. So many people with different names all across different mediums there.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep track of sometimes.
Yeah, Ed the Duck, it actually changed and was Assault on Throne Room for a minute. You could actually do one Assault on Throne Room run and get to level 50. But now all those XP spheres and XP booster spheres are all broken, so it's definitely the fastest XP per hour has got to be Harbinger. Of course, the Assault on Throne Room isn't as good XP per hour, but you can damn near AFK it. You know, wake up for a siege roller, and besides that, just kick back. Oh, sweet. Omni made old PCT the Player of the Month in the Steam group. Congrats there, PCT. Helping out the community and everything. I've been getting jealous watching you rip it up with your AP gun witch. I had to bust mine out of retirement. I actually haven't played her in ages.
It's so fun. It
really is.
She's got so many different things she can do.
And you know what? I think too, with all the heavy mobility of the gun witch, having the ability to move while you're throwing down the old number 6, that's kind of awesome. Not getting locked into place like the EV or whatever.
Yeah. I guess it's interesting to think of it like that. It's like an EV to beam, but you can move, but you pay the price that you can't keep it up for as long, right?
Right.
Kind of interesting to look at it like that, you know. It's like a trade-off between that ability.
Yeah. Well,
that and also knockback.
Jerry, tell Tatiana hello then. But yeah, Jarmus, the EV2 is not going to be the only one with a buff. The Serenity Aura is getting changed. The Serenity Aura is going to be the boost aura, I guess. Is that correct?
It's so weird how they can. I understand why they did it. They took out Serenity Aura, and they took out Serenity. They made Lightning Aura Flame Aura, and they put in Lightning Strikes Aura. Is what they did.
Yeah.
They changed the model for buff to be the Serenity Aura, and they used the model for the boost to be the Flame. And you can kind of understand that they're not going to use a tree for a Flame Aura if they're just switching models around.
Absolutely.
Textures.
I mean, they would have
you know, that's perfectly fine to do that because you got resources to use them.
Yeah.
But it makes it a little confusing for all of us who have been so familiar with, you know, the defenses and how they look for so long.
Now, I may have misunderstood, I'm not sure, but it sounded like the Serenity Aura, like playing Uncharted, the Serenity Aura will be just a vanilla boost, is that right? And then you have to add the heal onto it with shards?
Yeah, so the boost aura, I mean, what we're getting is the boost aura, but we're going to be able to like put Serenity Aura shards onto it. So it can also be a Serenity Aura. I don't know if we'll have a heal shard. I didn't check for that.
They said that
I
you
can't
could
remember
put
if
a
they
heal
said
shard on it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you'll be able to turn your boost aura into a Serenity Aura, basically.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like bringing the two of them together.
Heck
It just
yeah.
doesn't default have the heal on it. The thing is now you've got to either build two of them or you've got to make decisions on what you want out of the two when you're putting them together.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting too.
You know, one of the most awesome things about it, I think, too, is the changes are so big. We get to play the same game that we have learned to know and love, yet it's going to be a completely different game.
Oh, for sure. I
That's
can't wait
awesome.
to hear. Like, we've gotten. This past stream we got yesterday. It was a stream of the tools and what we're getting, how they're changing. I can't wait to learn what we're going to be using these tools on.
Absolutely. It's going to be some coolness.
I think so. And I'm really excited. Yeah, you know. We've played this game. We know a lot about it because we've been doing it. It's time to have everything thrown on its head.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's exciting.
I mean, it's going to be a lot to figure out right out of the gates, but that's half the fun right there.
Oh, for sure. Some of my favorite times playing this game was leveling up the first time and going through campaign. And, you know, having to figure things out for the first time and try different things and see what worked and what didn't.
Right.
And there's still some of that now and all that, but...
Well, Omni, they did say that not every single passive was going to be there right out of the gates. And they said that also some passives are going to be, you can only use it on this piece of armor or this tower or whatever. So I'm not sure if they're going to let you like throw the Serenity Aura heal shard on everything. I mean, they might. Did you get that impression? They didn't really talk much about the heal shard. They said that you could put it into the Serenity R, but that was really all I heard about.
Yeah, so it makes me wonder, like, I think they mentioned something like some shards from others are locked to those, or at least some hero shards were locked to certain heroes. Did they say defenses as well? And it might be certain types, like maybe you can put the heal onto a lightning or a flame aura now, but like you wouldn't put a heal onto a cannonball tower.
Yeah, they definitely talked about defenses, because they were talking about that. They said if they didn't, then, you know, people would put heavy cannonballs on their spike blockades or whatever. Now, I don't know if the healing may be general enough that they'll let you apply it to more defenses, but, I mean, we need to get more info. You know, we just got all that info yesterday. We need more info.
Oh, for sure.
It's definitely exciting.
No. I'll have to go over the stream again, and I didn't have a chance to like rewatch it and like pick it apart like I was saying earlier.
I watched it again.
But if that question, did you?
But
that question though, like you know, specific like a shard like that being on all the towers, was that specifically answered?
No.
And if not,
no, it wasn't.
that seems like the kind of question that, had it been asked, they probably would have been allowed to say whether, you know, they don't know, or if it is, like, that wouldn't have been, like, a still NDA on their part, I think.
Right. And it's probably too soon to tell, really. I'm sure the testing process will change some of that around, you know?
But, like, there's not too many defenses outside, like, monk auras where you'd want to heal on it.
Right.
Or could you imagine, like, a water geyser that, when it erupts, does, like, a heal?
Just not enough of an area. But,
like, sure, it could, but would you really want that?
Right. Well, Omni mentioned, like, the tree.
It'd be funny, like a,
you know,
nuke
putting the Serenity Aura heal on the tree. I'm sure the tree is going to have some kind of heal. You would think.
They talked about, you know, the functionality of some towers changing. They didn't mention the Dryad, like, base tower functionality changing, did they?
No,
I know they said,
say,
like,
they didn't say anything hardly at all about the Dryad. I mean, definitely
didn't they say,
not
like,
regarding
all
changes.
her spears weren't done? And that's about it? Or all her shards weren't done or something like that?
Right. I think they probably jumped on the monk first. Well, I'm sure they jumped on the original 4 first, you know.
I'd hope so.
Ed the Duck says tree is definitely getting max range on it. That's good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What's going
Health and
on,
range.
Jacob from Austria? It's just, there's going to be a ton of information to process. I mean, like, they're talking, you know, you mentioned how there's 300 plus passives to go through. And they're checking, you know, to make sure, I'm assuming to make sure each one is functioning and getting it converted over and all that stuff. But imagine how long it's going to take everybody to test out the combinations. Now, the difference there, of course, is there's going to be thousands of people testing out the combinations versus, you know, however many people developing it. But it should, I mean, it's definitely just going to be fun. I mean, I just can't wait. We got a reason to do the grind all over again.
I look forward to testing all these combinations. I just hope Trinity's ready for their, ready to put on their balance pants.
Oh, you know there'll be
There's going to be a lot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Omni mentioned he thinks sticking Purge Evil on the tree could make for a lot of diversity.
It makes me wonder, like, if Purge Evil, you know, would that be OP putting it on certain defenses?
Probably.
Kind of thing.
Purge Evil's pretty beast, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for following there, Q-Strike. I keep, I played that stupid hero damage, hero crit gun witch for so damn long. I mean, even before the glitch. I played it for so damn long, I just am not used to using her abilities. And then I blow them.
One of my favorite things to do is just to throw a tornado down and walk to the next lane. It's like, tornado down? Alright, CC and damage. That lane's covered.
Yep. Oh, they said it's a pretty
Then
small
I find myself
part
just
there.
holding that mouse wad.
They're Ed the Duck. Pretty, you know, they have yet to reveal anywhere near all the details yet, you know. I'm excited to hear exactly what this chaos means, too. Is it a new game mode? Is it a new difficulty?
Bit of both.
Yeah, it could be a bit of both, you know.
I'm hoping a bit of both.
That'd be awesome.
I'm hoping it's not just a name, and it's truly, you know, embodies the mode, chaos.
Hell yeah.
I'm worried it's a buzzword name, but also, like, not very worried, because from what we've seen with, like, the variety of enemies we're getting, we've seen a few rollers in early release, the reflect enemies, something about a cart. You know, I'm hoping we get a lot of variety in what comes out in a chaos mode, where it truly is chaotic. And we get, you know, a little bit of something different every game, where it keeps us on our toes.
Hell yeah.
And that would be what my guess of chaos is. A game mode and difficulty, something around that. What do I know? It just sounds like chaos.
It'll be fun. No matter what it is. I did kind of get the impression, though, I know it's obviously reading into it way too far, but I did kind of get the impression from some forum posts that Onslaught wasn't changed yet.
Yeah, and I got the impression too that it wasn't going to be anything like in this patch. Not that they don't want to, but
right,
it's kind of getting put on the back burner right now.
Absolutely.
Which,
well, I mean,
yeah,
it said
sucks.
in that not the holiday teaser we got, but the teaser before the dev stream that we got, it said the word new difficulty in there too. It was definitely in there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I mean, to me, new difficulty means, or could mean another tier of gear.
I'd be interested in not necessarily a new tier of like gear, but new shards.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm
That
sure
take you further into the new chaos mode instead.
Yeah, I mean,
kind of like how
some new shards.
They could even be like tier, I guess, I don't know, like same shards with different bases, but like kind of like how we've got our max levels, but you progress through the game by getting gear. Now we get to finish Nightmare, we progress through the game further by getting shard passes, increases on those.
Hell yeah.
Also new high power stuff too would be interesting.
Well,
again, that would still work as long as it's done right too.
When they have such a, you know, a major change like this, I mean, as far as PR, I think it makes more sense to add a new gear level, because then there's not going to be as many people that are pissed off about their gear changes or their time they put in or whatever. Because if there is a new level, what we have right now doesn't really matter. It's all that matters is how fast we get the new shit, you know?
That's true, yeah.
So anybody that, I mean, you know, now of course I've been on the PR side of things most of my life with work and everything else, and I think about all those things, but it definitely seems like that would eliminate some of the negativity, if there is any. I mean, some people are just going to be negative no matter what, you know, everybody's got trolls.
Sure. I was actually kind of thinking of that too, and that originally I was saying, you know, I don't want a Nightmare 5. It's just increase in numbers.
Right.
But, you know, the people who, you know, see, people, I don't know if I'm going to be able to complete this thought from start to finish how I intended to, but there's like people saying they've been able to play this game, but then rollers made them not able to, kind of thing.
Right.
Now we're losing our gear, but we're going to be able to progress further, you know, like, God, I missed my point. But it's giving people who, you know, stopped having things to do something to do, you know, something more to work towards. And even for people maybe who had an easy ride up to this point, now they're going to be able to get their challenge too.
Yeah.
I started different. I think I finished around where I wanted to be.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Oh, I agree, you know. It's definitely, it's going to be a big game changer for everybody, really. I mean, the people that are just, the people that can get through Nightmare 4 only with PDTs and can't do anything else, they're going to have to just change the way they think about the game, because a lot of those people, I'm one of those people. I use PDTs all the time when I'm grinding, but a lot of people are going to have a real challenge with it, and they're going to be negative about it. And in my opinion, I don't think, I mean, if the final highest difficulty of the game isn't a challenge, that loses a lot of its gusto for me. I understand once you grind out so many hours, you're going to be able to do all the tough stuff, but it should take a while to get to that point where you can just blaze through it and AFK it and everything else.
Absolutely. And adding a new, game mode and difficulty kind of thing. Adding a new game mode that also adds difficulty on top of it, too.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's great. So there's, got to the point where people can do all this stuff and they've earned it, but now we have a chaos mode where it's meant to be just hell. And, there's nothing wrong with not doing it.
Definitely.
But now, people who maybe think, they should be able to do Nightmare 4, they can still do Nightmare 4. But no one is expected to be able to do Chaos when it first comes out.
Right.
When this new patch comes out, there's content that we just expect we're not going to be able to do.
Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't, there's no way we should be able to just blaze through it, I would actually be, obviously there's so much new content, I can't possibly say I'd be disappointed, but if the first Chaos map I do, I don't fail, I'll be a little bit disappointed, It should be that way, it should,
Oh, for sure.
I mean, if not, it's not a game, it's just sitting here staring at colors on the screen.
I imagine that, maybe if we were able to keep all our strength from right now and bring it into, the very beginning of the easiest part of Chaos, we might be able to scrape by.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to have to, first week build up to being able to do Chaos. The people who are, at the top of the game.
Definitely.
Is what I'm hoping for,
I'm sitting here waiting at the box. It's like, where the hell's my apprentice weapon? I forgot. Oh, I hear you, Ed the Duck. For Sidewalk and I both, I mean, we've been kind of on easy mode for a long, long time. But we just kept at it, My only regret at this point is that I didn't spend so much gold on just testing random junk. I used to only stay at about 2 million. And anytime I'd go over 2 million, I'd blow it. And then when I just ran out of stuff to blow it on and started saving it, it adds up quickly, obviously. But that stupid carnival. I blew so much gold at that dumbass carnival.
And isn't there speculation now that it's going to be coming back pretty soon? With that Lady Orc reskin we just saw?
It'll be coming back, I'm sure, but I don't think the wheel is going to be there. And if it is
it'll
be drastically changed.
For sure. Same with the tree from last year.
Definitely.
And Christmas. I don't think we'll be seeing mechanics quite like that in events.